Here is my Eagle / Cross Lens 12-8812. Here is our front view. No, I'm gonna work top to bottom on this signal. So, starting off, we have this Durasic section with duct tape, with a duct tape visor, and the reason is this is a second gen housing, and then this is like a first gen visor, but the tabs broke off, so we couldn't use it at all ever because it was a second gen with a third gen visor. And next up is the front lens, and it is a GE LED. We can look in the inside and see exactly which one, but I don't know for right now. But yep, an LED section. So thumb screws. So relatively easy to open signal. Well, at least a specific one, but here we go. GE. So it's a DR6. Right there. I can focus. One second. One second, guys. Sorry for this. Here we go. There's a little information on it. And there's a sticker for the tag. Then this is all plastic. This is fully plastic signal right here. So it's got this plastic triangles and support, and the metal tab. You can actually see the red right there, so you can see it. So when you're fixing or changing the lens, you can see if it's working or you're installing it. So yeah, that's the door. You can see how faded it is, what the sun does and UV rays. This is old and better. But right here is a sequencer. It is a 6-light sequencer. It's a Galac electronic sequencer, and then hooked up to the original turbo block. And then that's it for this. Of course, the cone inside there. It's this signal. And this used to have an incandescent red lens, which was replaced because it was it might have been fine, but I'd rather have it. I think it was pretty crappy. I think it was just pretty worn out because these things on red all the time. Just wears out the red real quick. But usually yellow lenses are pretty decent shape. Moving down, here is the Type R. Here's the Type R in yellow. New paint, obviously. And opening it up. Can't open it all the way because the pedestrian signal's right there, but there's the yellow lens, glass, cross lens lens, and then a regular 4-year, I think a 60-watt house light, just regular GE. And then open up reflector, just some wires, not really redstone, but just wires. And that's that. So put this back on. I didn't actually stream the Durasic on. some thumb screws, so I'll do that. But in this, it's relatively easy. Pretty quick, actually. A lot of Durasigs you can find, or practically anything with thumb screws. A lot of them, like 60% of them, I would say, thumb screws. It takes a little bit of force to get them out because they're just not as good as wing nuts, sadly. But that's just the truth. But here we go. Here's a green lens. I can open this. I don't even really just show you the inside because practically the same as the yellow, except that yellow has a terminal block. But here's the green, and then there's the wires back there. Okay, there we go. And then I will not open this because the lens right there, not the lens, the reflector in it, is not in there, really. It doesn't, well, it kind of fits, but barely. So I won't open it, but you can see video. I'll put a link in the description to the video that shows this whole thing, basically when I first got it. But here's a homemade left ear lens, green. And then, see, this is a 3rd gen. Got this, the screws. And just so you know, for the signals, at least the 12-inch ones, all I know of is that 1st gen signals, of course, had these tabs. And then the reflector was actually mounted on, well, it was attached to with a gasket to the lens, basically. And then there's no thing for the reflector inside because why would they need it? 2nd gen fixed it so you can have a reflector actually, and wouldn't be attached to the lens, so getting to the lens would be a lot easier. And so it had the tab inside. 3rd gen also had the tabs for the reflector because it was all these 3 were still incandescent when they're being produced. So these older ones are not really new ones, but yeah. And then 2nd, and then of course in 3rd gen you get these tabs, which is a way better design than the little tabs that just slide in, and they're basically just like a little hook on the inside. But I don't like the hook design on the 1st and 2nd gen. But the 1st gen is kind of a unicorn because of the reflector, the lens, and then the 2nd, 3rd gen are kind of well, they're not really, well, they're just more common. You just see them more. But they also made a prototype of these, but those are extremely rare. You do not see those in service because they're prototypes. You won't see them in service, but you can see them in collections. But yeah, just a little bit of history for the Durasigs. Of course, there's an 8-inch, but these things are a little different. But Type R's? No. Type R's are produced from across times from like the 70s and 80s. I don't know if they were made in the 90s. They might have. But I know they got bought out by TCT, then oh shoot, what is it? Like LFE, or not LFE, but something like that. But yeah. This is like the Durasigs, yeah, they're common signals, but for like the Type R in the back, very, very common. It was a very popular design. The eagle logo in the Durasig. But yeah, it's a very popular design. But they had cones for other signals, not just the Durasig, but many others like X-Wing, LFE, stuff like that. But not you. But mainly just elevated because it's kind of who will bottom out. The ego does exist today. They're just not really the same as they used to be. 50s, 60s, 70s, 40s. You know. Yep, that's just what we deal with. So that's a bit of history on type R's and of course it's glass lens and plastic. But of course, this is I think one of the ugliest or the most boring crowd science products is they made the D, the DT, type T's. Even the M's are kind of cool because they're like this. But, yeah. The M's were 60s, but this is just 70s, 80s. So this is one of the few last things Crosslands made. And they got bought out, so they don't exist anymore. But Eagle does just not how it used to be. But yep, there's a little bit of history on these lights. Now I will test the signal. So I'll turn off my light. Here we go. Okay. Now, last little bit more about these signals. I got these antique store, then from random cat person. That one. Yep. So these signals, that's really it for this. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Always look out, and you can always can look out for more signal videos because I'm sure gonna do some more. I still gotta do that one and that one, that one. I did that one kind of before, but I don't know. That's my 12/8/12. So, the end of this video. So, bye.